Good evening to one and all present here. Before starting with the workshop, I would like to reiterate the general guidelines for the meeting for today. Firstly, it's a kind request to everybody. Please try to keep your videos on during the session. Secondly, keep yourself muted during the session. You can unmute yourself and you can ask questions to ma'am during the question and answer round. And if ma'am allows you to speak and ask questions in between, you can do it, but it's up to the discretion of ma'am. I'm Rayani Bhattacharya, your moderator for this session today, and on behalf of the entire the Amicus Curiae team, I welcome you all to the one-day workshop on career as an in-house counsel. For today's workshop, we have Eshita Trivedi, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us for the meeting. The concept for today's workshop is definitely an enlightening one, and I'm sure it will answer a lot of doubts that our audience will have with regards to this choice of line of profession. Without further ado, I would take this opportunity to introduce the platform of the Amicus Curiae. The Amicus Curiae is the brainchild of several legal luminaries and eminent personalities across the country and the globe. The Amicus Curiae is a dream online platform which aims at proliferating legal knowledge and providing an ingenuous understanding with cognizance of various fields of law to make sure that legal knowledge and experience penetrates to every nook and corner of the ever growing legal fraternity. Through ambitious and studious legal brains across the country, the Amicus Curiae aims at providing valuable contribution to contemporary legal issues along with development in the omnipresent field of law to the masses. We are also registered under the Indian Partnership Act of 1932 and the Ministry of MSME, Government of India, and are also an ISO 9001 2015 organization. We are connected to more than 20,000 law students from across 80 plus law schools all across India. Moving on, it is my absolute pleasure and honor to introduce Ishita ma'am before you all. Ishita ma'am has completed BBA LLB honors from JECRC University, Jaipur, with an stellar academic record in 2022. During her course, she won a plethora of national awards in debating, mooting, and writing competitions, and had the opportunity to intern at leading organizations like Ministry of Coal, Government of India, Competition Commission of India, J. Sagar and Associates, PSK Legal, etc. She had also served as General Secretary at JECRC University. Ma'am has a diploma in French language with gold medal. In 2023, she graduated from DY Patil Pune with an LLM in corporate and international law. Currently, she is working as a legal associate at EYGDS and prior legal associate at Infosys. It's an honor to have you, ma'am, over here. And I wouldn't want ma'am or our audience to wait any more longer. Before I hand over to you, ma'am, I would want to wish a very best of luck to our audience and hope that they have a very insightful sessions. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Rani, for such a warm welcome. And please don't call me ma'am. I'm as young as you people, and you can ask me as many questions you people have. I'm still a learner like you. And before I begin the session, I would really appreciate you people asking questions, clear your doubts, all the questions you have. Maybe you must be having a plethora of doubts as of now. Just feel free to ask questions. Let's make it an interactive one. And the things I'm going to share here are absolutely, based on my personal experiences. So it must differ from person to person. So let's start. I just want to clear a few things कि अभी यहाँ पे कौन कौन से ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो नॉन एनएलयू बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं. You can just raise a hand, or even I'll raise a hand. I am also from non NLU background. So that's an absolute good thing. उस चीज को कभी भी अपने दिमाग में हावी मत होने देना कि हम लोग नॉन एनएलयू से आ रहे हैं तो we'll not be ending up with having good jobs or good opportunities in our hand. That is not at all true. इस चीज को अपने दिमाग से पहले ही क्लियर करके फेंक देना दिमाग से कि ये सेशन शुरू होने से पहले हम क्लैरिटी दे देती हूँ मैं आप लोगों को एक कि ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है कि एक अच्छी जगह पे प्लेसमेंट लेने के लिए या एक अच्छी जगह पे अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब करने के लिए एक कॉलेज का नेम बहुत मैटर करता है। दैट्स ट्रू, मैटर करता है पर टिल एन एक्सटेंट। ऐसा नहीं है कि आपकी आने वाली लाइफ जो है वो आपकी सोली इसी चीज पे डिपेंड करेगी कि आपने कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी से अपनी एलएलएम करी है या कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी से आपने अपनी ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट करी। तो एज फार एज माई जर्नी इज कंसर्न, मैंने 2017 में अपनी बीबीएलएलबी शुरू करी थी एंड सेम थिंग, आई हैड नंबर ऑफ डाउट कि अभी यूनिवर्सिटी शुरू हो जाएगी, 5 साल यहाँ निकालने हैं और 6,500 बच्चों की यूनिवर्सिटी, उसमें मैं अपना तो कहीं एक नाम बना पाऊंगी। एनएलयू वाले तो वैसे ही सारे अच्छे अच्छे अमरचंद मंगलदास और ये सारी सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज को लेके चले जाते हैं। तो कहाँ मैं प्राइवेट कॉलेज वाली और कहाँ, तो वो प्री डिकमेंट्स जो थे वो फर्स्ट ईयर में मेरे दिमाग में भी थे, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे वो सेल्फ डाउट भी रहता है, कॉन्फिडेंस की भी कमी रहती है, हम लोग को स्टेज फियर भी रहता है कि कैसे आगे पहुंच पाएंगे, कैसे क्या कर पाएंगे। तो दिस इज माय पर्सनल सजेशन टू यू कि जैसे जैसे आप इन सारी एरियाज में आगे बढ़ रहे हो, टेक एज मेनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज एज यू वांट, जितना आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हो करो, जितने मूड कोर्ट में आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हो करो। इट डजेंट मैटर कि आप लोग हारो और जीतो, आप बस कोशिश ये करो कि आप पार्टिसिपेट करो। इससे होगा क्या, जो आपके आने वाले 5 ईयर का जो एक स्ट्रॉन्गर बेस है, वो आने वाली जो इंटरव्यूज है उनके लिए बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग बन के तैयार हो जाएगा। बस यहाँ पे इस पर्टिकुलर प्रोफेशन में आप जितना अच्छा बोल सकते हो, जितना अच्छी तरीके से आप अपनी पर्सनैलिटी के थ्रू सामने वाले इंसान को दिखा सकते हो कि आपके पास ये ये डिल्यूजन्स हैं, ये एबिलिटीज हैं, इस तरीके की अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं जो आपने पास्ट अपने टाइम में करी हैं, वो एक इंटरव्यूअर के ऊपर बहुत पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट डालेगी। ये चीजें तो हम आने वाले सेशन में डिस्कस करेंगे, बट क्रक्स ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉन्वर्सेशन इज कि आप पार्टिसिपेट करो जितना पॉसिबल है। जितना पार्टिसिपेट करोगे उतना आप खुलोगे, और जितना आप खुलोगे वो आने वाले आपके 5 ईयर के लिए और आपके मास्टर्स के टाइम के लिए जब आप इंटरव्यूज दोगे, आपको ये तब याद नहीं आएगा जब आप जब आप पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे होगे, आपको ये तब याद आएगा जब आप इंटरव्यूज देने किसी इंटरव्यूअर के सामने बैठे होगे और आपके मन में बिल्कुल हेजिटेशन नहीं होगी, यू विल बी एज कॉन्फिडेंट एंड यू विल बी लाइक, come on, just give me that mic, I'm very much comfortable and pretty with the mic. So this should be the confidence, that a law student should have. Initially nahi aayega, but trust me, with time this will be your habit to hold a mic and just start any time whenever any opportunity is being given to you. So as far as, see, जब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, कैन यू जस्ट कंफर्म मी कि हमारे पास कौन कौन से ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स हैं अभी इस पर्टिकुलर सेशन में?
फर्स्ट ईयर मैम।
ओके, फर्स्ट ईयर, फिर तो बहुत टाइम है आप लोगों के पास में। सो सी, व्हेन यू आर मूविंग इन अ लीगल बैकग्राउंड में जब आप चल रहे हो तो यू विल बी हैविंग नंबर ऑफ एरियाज। यू विल बी हैविंग लिटिगेशन में भी आप जा सकते हो, एक पॉइंट पे आपके टाइम में आएगा कि हम जुडिशरी में भी जा सकते हैं, एक पॉइंट पे आपको लगेगा कि कॉर्पोरेट में जाना बेटर है, एक टाइम पे आप सोचोगे कि लॉ फॉर्म ही ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं। एक्सपीरियंस लेके देखो, बिकॉज आई कैन सी, आई वी हैव नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हु आर फ्रॉम फर्स्ट ईयर टू फोर्थ ईयर टू फिफ्थ ईयर। मैंने अपने टाइम पे क्या किया था, मैंने हर एक एक जगह पे इंटर्नशिप करके देखी थी। मुझे नहीं पता था, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऐसे भी बहुत स्टूडेंट्स होंगे जैसे मेरा था, आई एम फर्स्ट जनरेशन लॉयर, मुझे लॉ में गाइड करने के लिए तो कोई था ही नहीं। दूर दूर तक पता नहीं था कि कैसे, कौन से डायरेक्शन में आगे बढ़ना है, या कौन से एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया है जिसको चूज करना है। सो दैट वाज टर्निंग पॉइंट फॉर मी कि मुझे रियलाइजेशन नहीं था कि मुझे करना क्या है। सो डू वन थिंग, एक कोशिश करिएगा आप लोग कि आप कोशिश करिए कि आप फर्स्ट ईयर में किसी लॉ फॉर्म में इंटर्नशिप कर लो, सेकेंड ईयर में आते हुए एक गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में यू कैन गो फॉर द इंटर्नशिप, थर्ड ईयर में या जिस भी हिसाब से आपको ठीक लगता है, बट ट्राई टू टेस्ट ऑल दी फ्लेवर्स ऑफ ऑल दी लॉ डायरेक्शन की कौन कौन से ऑप्शन आपके पास हैं। बी इट लीगल फ्रेटर्निटी में, जैसे लिटिगेशन में भी आपने ट्राई कर लिया, आपने कॉर्पोरेट में ट्राई कर लिया, आपने लॉ फॉर्म के अंदर भी ट्राई कर लिया, तो आपको धीरे धीरे करके इनिशियली समझ आएगा कि आप किस डायरेक्शन में मूव करना चाहते हो। बेसिकली आपका इंटरेस्ट कौन से एरिया में लाई करता है और कौन सा एरिया आपको सबसे ज्यादा फैसिनेटिंग लगता है। फोर्थ ईयर तक आते आते वो प्रिटी श्योर हूं मैं कि आपको उस चीज में क्लैरिटी मिल जाएगी कि आप कौन सा डायरेक्शन में जाना चाहते हो। तो कोशिश यही करना कि आप एक टाइम फ्रेम बनाते हुए चलो, जो जो आपको पर्टिकुलर गैप मिल रहा है, पर्टिकुलर उस टाइम फ्रेम में जब आपका एक सेमेस्टर कंप्लीट हो रहा है, आपके पास 45 डेज है, या ओके, सो यू वांट मी टू गो इन इंग्लिश, ओके, so we'll move forward in English. So basically, try to take taste of all the flavors, in which particular direction you want to move. You try to go for litigation, you try to go for corporate firms, you try to go for MNCs, or you try to go for law firms as well. And by the end of your fourth year, you will be in a position where you're able to realize that in which particular direction or in which particular area you actually want to go forward with. Because I'm pretty sure that will give you a clear cut clarity by the end of your fourth year. So, as far as your law firm is concerned and an MNC is concerned, see, when it comes to a law firm, basically the core work is pertaining or it is inclined towards the core law proceedings firms, or the basic what you have to do is drafting of contracts. I think anybody has a question. Yes, Upasna, I can see your hand. I think you can unmute yourself and ask the question if you have any doubt. Okay, we'll take the questions at the end then, all together collectively. I'll just share my small experiences that I'm having. So, yeah. So, as far as a law firm is concerned and an MNC is concerned, so when you are moving towards a law firm, so when you're interning or while you're doing even your job, so the core work that is related in a law firm is absolutely pertaining to your law. Be it drafting of the contracts, be it negotiating, be it attaining, be it going to the court places and attending the court proceedings and all these things. But when it comes to a particular MNC or the big fours, say it EY, be it KPMG, be it Deloitte, Infosys, and all these areas, it's not absolutely true that everything you will be doing there will be in a particular position that relates to contracts or the core legal work. You might work as a paralegal, you might work in Excel, you have to prepare few kind of presentations. So MNC and law firm, MNC is not absolutely relating to work that you have to do is pertaining to a legal field. But when it comes to a law firm, 95% there are chances that the work you'll be ending up or the work you'll be doing will be pertaining to the core legal area. But that's not absolutely a case with MNC. We do have, few predicaments before joining the any sort of multinational company that the work will be doing, will working as a corporate lawyer or will be working as a core lawyer. So that's a very clear thing. It's not absolutely true. You will be given an opportunity to work on different areas, not absolutely pertaining to a legal field, but you have to accept that when it comes to MNC, you'll be working in different areas, and you have to, you have to keep your mind very much open and very much wide. That any sort of work that is coming to you, you have to accept it because you have no other options. As far as the work culture is concerned, when it comes to a law firm, it is a bit hectic because you are working from 9 a.m. in the morning and you have no particularly prescribed hours with that by which particular time you'll be ending up your work. It can be 11, it can be 12, it can be even 1. Because the work that has been assigned to you or the particular work that has been given to you, that might differ from situation to situation and client to client. But when it comes to a multinational company or big fours, you have a particular time set, a time frame that has been described to you that you have to log in by the time 9 or 10. There are flexible hours and you can log off by 6 or 6:30 and you are getting 2 days off in a week. I mean, Saturday and Sunday, you don't have any sort of work. But when it comes to a law firm, you have to work on Saturdays as well, and they will give you a flexibility and work. And when when it comes to MNC, they'll not come and poke you each and every time on Saturdays or on Friday evenings that you have another work to do, as long as you are not on an international project. So that case particularly differs when you are being assigned to work on an international project. That might be a situation कि आपको काम करना पड़ सकता है रात को भी, but वो भी rarely happen. That will rarely happen. But when it comes to a law firm, 90% there are chances that you have to work by 11 or till 12 because there is no particular set timing fixed. So generally, when people have, tasted all the flavors of litigation, of law firm, or the MNCs as well, they prefer working in an MNC because that is giving you a better salary, that's for sure, better job opportunities in respectively in a particular area in terms of growth opportunities as well. So people are more inclined towards MNCs. Of course, because I said because of the better working conditions, of because of the better working culture and the flexible hours that you have been assigned. Yes, I can see a few hands. Um, if you have any question, you can ask. I can see two hands.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Bharti.
Ma'am, as like you are an in-house counsel, and I am looking forward to uh, that area. Can you give a vivid description of the track to be an in-house counsel, like starting from the undergraduation, like the skills or any exams? Because that is very confusing because different people have given different opinion to me on that. So as you are one right now, you can give valid information on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be sharing that how you people can apply, there are number of ways by how you people can apply in this particular organization. I was just very much willing to, clear the differences between the law firm and the MNCs as well, so that you people should be in a better position that at the end of your time, at the end of your penultimate year or your pre-final year, where you are actually willing to apply for the internship or for the, permanent roles or the contractual roles, because MNCs are providing the contractual roles as well while you are in your pre-final year as well. Because I did my internship in fifth year of my graduation studies in EY itself. So I'll be sharing that as well, that how you people can apply. So now uh, now I'm assuming that you people are very much clear between difference between that what actually an MNC is and what a law firm is, and how these particular are differentiated in terms of working culture, or the flexibility, or you have to make a better decision. So in my personal opinion, I think if you are yeah, so that's one thing, that if you're a core law enthusiast that who is very much willing to go into litigation, or who is very much inclined towards working in core legal field, then definitely law firm is your place. And if it's good to go for you that you have to earn a good amount of money and monthly you are very happy to receive a huge amount of money in your hand, then you should be the one who should be choosing an MNC or these big organizations. Yeah, any questions, Pooja? I can see that you have raised a hand. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Ayushi, you have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Ayush Das, and I am a second year student from NMIMS Bangalore. So, ma'am, basically, my question lies here that as you have mentioned, that if someone wants to go for a career in corporate law or in work, aiming to work in an MNC or a law firm, so, ma'am, should we do the internships focusing only on law firms and MNCs, or we should go for other fields like the courts or tribunals like that?
See, ultimately, Ayush, your experience will be something that will be the deciding factor for you, that where you actually want to land up. If you have a clear-cut decision that you really want to go for a corporate firm and you don't want to go for litigation, or you don't want to go for judiciary and all these areas, then try to, apply in corporations who are more inclined towards company laws or contract laws or international laws as well. So by the end of your fourth year, because all these organization and companies now, they generally take the students who have completed their pre-final year, or the final year sometimes, or who are there in their final year. So try to do internships in law firms as well in these corporations if you are getting the opportunity. I think court internships are better for those people who are looking towards, they really want to go for judiciary and are really inclined towards going for the litigation. So that is something. And whereas the work as pertains to a law firm and an MNC, when it comes to MNC, the internship of your law firms will also be beneficial for you. Because at the end of the day, your experience counts. Your experience is something that you'll be carrying for long and long, even while you are, while giving the interviews as well. So try to go for law firms as well as for the corporates if you're getting the opportunities.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, Palak, you can go ahead if you have any question.
Yes, ma'am. Since we are aware that tier 1 and tier 2 law firms, there are various domains which they work in. Like one of the domain is general corporate, which is not fully associated with litigation part. And since
Yeah.
as far as MNCs and big fours are concerned, They also don't deal with the litigation, as they have their panel advocates, a separate panel for their advocates who represent them in the court. So,
Hmm.
what is the basic difference between the domain of general corporate and MNC and the work which is being carried by MNCs and Big Fours?
I'll be coming to that. I'll be sharing all the insights regarding this. But to answer your question, to just cater what you have asked me in a crux. So, see, basically, there are different domains, as you rightly said. While I was interning with J Sagar and Associates, so there were I was working with merger and acquisitions. So you have to
Yes, ma'am.
separately, you have to give the examination for that. They already have the different portals where you can apply, where you can choose the domain, in which particular domain you are interested to work in. Then you will be given an assigned task pertaining to that general area which you are choosing. See, just like I was given, I choose merger and acquisition. So I was giving the whole, the five questions I was being given, and I have to answer those five questions pertaining to merger and acquisitions. Once I completed all those questions, I have to submit that to the JSA's, that particular website they have framed. Once they have evaluated the questions, then after they'll be taking in the another interview, and then after you will be assigned into that particular team. And when you are going into general corporate and all these other, when you don't have the basic clarity in which particular segment you have to work, then you can choose general domain. But when it comes to MNC, as rightly you said that they do have their in-house and senior lawyers for this particular, attending the court proceedings and all the other major big different stuff.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
we, as of now, where I am working, that is legal associate. I already mentioned that when you are coming into an MNC, there is no such thing as legal core work. You have to accept all kind of work that has been assigned to you. We have different clients from USA, Canada, UK, Belgium, and all different places. So they are giving you the particular kind of work they are indulging into, and according to the needs of the client, they'll be sharing their needs with you, and then according to that, your manager will make you do the work. So this is how I'll be sharing this. I'll be dealing with this in the later on in the session. But this
Sure,
is
ma'am.
how the things just moves forward. So
Thank
yeah.
you, ma'am.
Welcome. Now coming to the more depth of the legal particular legal insights of this core area. So when it comes to MNC, be it Infosys, be it KPMG, be it EY, and all the other different areas, basically there are three major lines. One is LPM, that is legal process management. One is document reviews. Then there is contract management for contract abstraction and all these things. But when it comes to all these things, now trust me on one this particular thing, that no such thing in all these things is absolutely inclined towards the core law work. When it comes to contract abstraction, you will be given a particular document. You have to read that particular document, and according to the needs of a particular client, you have to abstract the information, and you have to draft the particular contract into that particular manner. This is how the contract abstraction goes on into the previous organization where I was working. When it comes to the contract drafting or contract negotiation, see, I have joined on an associate level. Even I am as a learning person as you people are. So they'll not be in that particular position that they'll be giving me the whole contracts and they'll giving me the absolute credibility that you take this particular contract and you have to draft this whole contract. You have to take the leverage that a particular contract is coming to you. You have to review those contract. You have to take out your insights from particular that contract, and you have to manage that particular contract. You have to draft that particular contract in the easiest manner, and then after it would be reviewed by your seniors or your other managers, whoever has the biggest responsibility, before that particular contract goes out to the client. So this is how there are different segments that are being divided into majorly in IT big industries or the big fours. So now there are a number of ways you can apply. See, one is my personal advice that you should be very much active on LinkedIn. LinkedIn पे आप जितने active हो सकते हो, it's one thing that you should stop scrolling Instagram much, but you start scrolling the LinkedIn much as possible. Yes, I can see one hand. If you have any question, yes. If you have any question, you can ask, or I'll just move forward.
Um,
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm Manish from Delhi. Ma'am, firstly, I would like to thank you, ma'am, for considering my application and, ma'am, giving a good opportunity to me. Ma'am, I want to know that, ma'am, I have done my BRLB from CCS University, Meerut, in currently 2023. Ma'am, I want to know that what should I do? And actually, ma'am, I am unable to join any internship. You say, na, ma'am. We should join litigation or a corporate firm also, but ma'am, I'm unable to join any internship, ma'am, because I have to do work for my family, ma'am. Currently I have to do job, ma'am. So what should I do, ma'am? I want to know, please, ma'am.
I mean, are you basically where you really want to end up in your coming years? Are you moving forward with an intense in a mind ki you have to join a corporate firm, or you wanna work in which particular industry are you really willing to work for?
I want to join, but ma'am, I unable to. I try my best, but I'm unable, ma'am. I can't do anything. But what should I do? I
See,
don't.
that's what I'm telling you, that how you have to apply. I'll be sharing the very basic details that how you people can apply, what are the different areas, how you people can, approach to people on LinkedIn or on directly on the website or the job portal. So I'm just coming to that only. So I hope this answers whole of the queries. And still, if you have any doubt, you can ask the questions later on. Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
So this is
Thank
the
you.
most, the most important part for all the law students
Yeah,
because
ma'am.
I
Yes.
can totally understand. See, I am also coming from, the private colleges, and sometimes it becomes a bit difficult for people like us who are coming from non-NLU background because sometimes what happens that once that directly your application is seen in big law firms, especially, so you're directly being rejected even without giving the interviews. So, firstly and the foremost thing, try to get active on LinkedIn as much as possible. Try to update your profile as much as possible. You include all things, all sort of things that you have completed till now, all sort of publications, and all sort of achievements, all sort of internships, or the small or the part-time roles if you have taken any. So try to be very much active on LinkedIn. Now, what you do, you just make a list of the organizations that where you are actually willing to work. What I did in my final year was that I just sat and I just opened my laptop. I took a notebook and I jot down all the companies where I was actually willing to apply. I wrote Infosys, I wrote Barclays, I wrote EY, I wrote KPMG, and I made a list of all the companies where I was willing to apply. I never chose a law firm after completing my, my graduation because I was very much clear that I want to go into MNC. So make a list of all the companies. Now just go to their particular website. See, suppose if I've taken the Infosys. So go to the Infosys website and see what are the job openings there and just check the description. After checking the description, you just see what sort of experience those people are asking you because there's somewhere or they written 0 to 1 year of experience or 2 to 3 years of experience and all that stuff. So you just filter that particular list. एक बार आपने चूज कर लिया, once you have chosen all those things, you just mark it on where what all the what all the roles you have chosen to apply at the end of the day. Suppose I have chosen 5 roles or I have chosen 10 roles, so I have marked all those roles, and after checking all the description, I'll see that what particular this role is expecting out of me. And according to that role, you just try to draft your CV. For an instance, that in your college time you have worked on contract laws, or say you have worked on company laws. So you must be thorough with the company laws and of course the contract laws as well. So you try to inculcate that in your CV as well. So basically when you go into a restaurant and if the people has asked you to serve you a matar paneer, so matar is the basic ingredient of that particular dish. Otherwise you will not have it, right? So this is how what happens in these organizations as well, that a particular description is telling you or is asking you that you should have these particular basic skills, say it contract drafting, or say the knowledge on company laws or the knowledge on SEBI laws. So try to inculcate that in your CV. try to read about that. If you have the confidence to, if you really think that you have worked on these particular law, ऐसा कुछ मत करना कि मन मर्जी से उठा के बस उन्होंने मांगा और हमने लिख दिया. Please don't do that, because that will be very much visible when you are giving the interview and they'll be asking you questions regarding that. You will be just caught in seconds. Just don't do that. If you have read about it, if you have done any sort of work on that particular law in that particular area, just highlight it in your CV so that it should be very much visible that a particular person who is coming towards you, who is giving you the interview, is, well versed with the area that what the interviewer is looking for. So you draft your CV according to the position you are applying. If I chose a particular company XYZ and it's asking me, that I should have a relevant skill which are pertaining to contract laws or the company laws. So I should make my CV according to the situation जहां पे मेरी सीवी में ये क्लियरली विजिबल हो कि मैंने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लॉस पे काम किया है और आई हैव वर्कड ऑन द कंपनी लॉस. So that gives you an edge over the other people who are applying. So once you have made that particular list, you keep on applying. Keep on applying. It doesn't matter whether you are getting a call or not. Just don't feel disheartened that you haven't received a reply from particular organization and it has been 15 days, it has been 20 days. Just don't think about it and you just constantly keep on applying. You will be getting a reward, because generally what happens, these companies, they revert you after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Because when I applied in EY, I got my final, the final round which was taken by the partner of EY. So I got the final result after a whole a month. So they take a lot of time. You have raised your hand.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
It
evening.
was indeed a pleasure listening to you. So, ma'am, I want to know, since you've spoken extensively about law firms and companies, I wanted to know about, if if talk about myself, I have my internships have always been inclined towards law firms. I mean, there are not many. I mean, there isn't any corporate firm where I have interned in, and now, I'm about to graduate in a month, and so at times this becomes a bottleneck when I'm actually sitting for interviews for, let's say, for a company which is a startup or other corporate firms. So this becomes a bottleneck because they many a times it comes to the fore that, my internships are inclined towards law firms, and the work which I've done is more suitable what a law firm does. And this was one question. And second question is, when you are actually coming from a law firm background, and the kind of work that you are doing in a general corporate team relating to, they make you do everything under the sun, be it FEMA, be it company
Yeah.
law, or be it other corporate and commercial laws. So how do you present that in the CV when you're actually applying for a corporate firm? Because you've done the work. If you've not done that particular work, you spoke about contract management. So you must have also been an intern, and you do understand that we are not given the task of drafting contracts at that when we are actually interning with the firms. So, and many a times the companies do have an expectation that you should have the knowledge, or you should know the nuances of drafting a contract. So how do we actually proceed with that when we are actually applying to big fours or other corporate companies for that matter? Thank you.
Thank you, Ayush. Well, firstly, I really want to say that when you are just graduating and you don't have a plethora of experience in your hand, trust me, the interviewers are never expecting you to know each and everything under the sun. They are just checking that you should have that particular confidence, you should have those communication skills, and you should be willing to learn. That optimism in your attitude is very, very basic thing and very essential thing that they are looking for. Even I did my internships in mostly law firms, and this was one of the questions that was asked to me while I was in my penultimate year, that Ishita, you have completed all your internships in Competition Commission of India, then you have done your internships in a government organization in law firms, and why you want to come into MNC? You don't have the taste of MNC. My answer to this particular thing was that I am not, resistant to change. I have taken the taste of all the flavors, and now it's me who's going to decide that where I really want to end up. I have taken, I have felt the environment, I have felt the ambience of law firm. I have felt the ambience of a particular ministry where I have interned. I have felt the taste of litigation. And now, after, realizing each and everything, I just felt that all these things are not meant for me. I really think that I can do better and I can excel in a more positive manner when I'm coming into an MNC, because I really want to diverse my field and just don't want to be, I just don't want to be inclined towards just cold legal work. I am open to other fields as well. So that is the basic reason I really want to apply for MNC, because of better opportunities, because of better growth, because of better flexibilities. Because that's a fact that law firms will never gonna give you, the flexibility that you're looking for, and when you come into a corporate life, the personal life balance and social life balance is just a myth. It never remains. Trust me. So you make a wise decision that where you really want to end up. And if you're applying to an MNC, you just see that how you're drafting a particular CV. As I already mentioned, you just highlight what those people are expecting. For an instance, if you have done a work in a law firm where it pertains to a company law or say contract laws, I am pretty sure, 100% sure, that MNC generally, when they are, describing a particular role, or while they are seeking for the candidates for a particular position, they do have this few of the things that I'm talking about. They would be looking for the contracts, or they would be looking for the international laws, or if you're a basic graduate, or are you willing to learn, or are you willing to work on Excel, are you willing to work on presentation, are you willing to work on family engagements. Everything will be there. You just have to convince that particular person who is taking the interview in front of you that you have the zeal to do it. Just that those people are looking for. This is what I have realized, totally based on my experience, be it Infosys or be it EY or be it J Sagar and Associates.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So yeah, so as far as I was coming to that, how you have to apply. So as I firstly, one thing I mentioned, that try to be extremely active on LinkedIn, because now these companies are openly, have posted about the even the small to small opportunities these companies are posting through LinkedIn. You can directly apply via LinkedIn. Then you can directly apply on the website as well. You can, just go to www.xyz.com and you can see that there are a number of applications being opened, and it's a cherry on the cake if you get the opportunity. If you are having any of the known person there, and if you get a referral. I never got a referral in any of these organizations, because I had nobody who was working in same legal area. So you can apply that particular by directly going to the websites as well, but that's pretty not sure that you will be getting a response, because there are plethora of candidates applying for the same position when it comes to these organizations. Lastly, job portals are also one of the choosiest options these days. You can register yourself on, Naukri.com or IAM jobs. These things, these portals are quite helpful. And I have seen few of my colleagues getting the interview calls from big organizations as well. So they are seeking for the candidates who have prepared their resume well versed, and they have uploaded all the details on these particular job portals, and you can apply via these portals as well. So as far as why I chose an MNC was clearly, I told you, because of the better perks that I was getting here, better work culture, and flexibility, of course. And you just be in a position where you really want to take the opportunities, because what happens when you're coming to a law firm, there are no other activities, be it corporate social responsibility activities, or there are a number of activities as well. But when it comes to the MNCs, or the big fours, there are, trust me, there are a lot of activities going on each and every day, and your promotions, your growth rate depends on all these small factors as well, because there are tremendous of activities going on each and every day in it. So along with your work, it's my opinion that you should participate in CSR activities as well. If your manager is giving you any sort of work, you should be very much willing to take that work. Or you must show the optimism towards a particular organization where you're actually applying or you're working for, and especially where you are new to that particular organization. So that will help you. Basically, you have to take the initiative that you are ready to learn, you are ready to go forward with activities. And, apart from the work that you are doing in your day to day life, what you're working for the organization, you are ready to do, you just are, you are ready to take an extra mile. You are ready to take the trainings as well. You are ready to go for the CSR activities as well. So all these small things gonna count in your, appraisal building time when your manager will be giving a feedback or your senior will be giving a feedback. So all these small things will be counted. One more thing I want to share that as soon as you're getting a better opportunity and you really think that this will be a turning point in your career, just don't think twice and just take a leave and just switch. And when I say switch, it doesn't mean that you entered a particular organization, you stayed there for 6 months and you just bought a salary slip for 3 months and you just switched. Stay in a particular organization, show the stability, and then switch from one organization to another organization because that's very extremely important for your growth. What happened with me was I was in Pune, I was working with Infosys, and after just 2.5 months, I got a call from EY that I've been selected in EY, of course, on a better package. And I just thought for a while that I'm very complacent here. I'm getting all the perks. Pune city is very good. Then I have to shift back to Noida. It's a very polluting city. And as far as the perspective from a girl is concerned, so I was very complacent by the time. Don't be complacent at all. If you're getting the opportunity to move from one company to another on a better package, on a better salary, on a better name, of course, so just switch it. Switch, go for a switch. Just don't think twice. Just go for it and just, you know, and after staying in a particular organization for a 1 year or say for a 2 year or say 3 years, just try to take a switch from one organization to the another organization because that will really help you, to reach from one level to another level in terms of your position as well and in terms of your salary package as well. So yeah, and one more thing, if you have the time, if you can go forward towards learning an additional language, that will be an added advantage for your CV as well. The languages like French, Mandarin, or you know uh, German. All these languages are very much in demand, especially because these are the UN recognized languages. So MNCs or the companies or the big fours I'm talking about, they are very keen towards the candidates who know an additional language. Like I completed my diploma in French language with a gold medal, so that gave me an added advantage while I was, giving the interviews. So because they do have international clients, so that's a personal thing that if you are getting the time, so go for an additional language if it's possible for you while you are in your graduate studies, or if you're getting the opportunity to even go for an additional language while you're working or interning at any particular place. So coming to the another thing, now I'll be talking about see the stages of interview. That what basically happens in the interview, what are the different rounds, and all these things. So I am just assuming that you people are now clear that how you have to apply to these particular organizations. So if you have any doubt, we can always take the questions at the end. But seeing to the paucity of time, so I'll be coming towards the next thing I want to discuss with you people, that the stages of the interview. So when it comes to the big fours or these other organizations, there are different rounds. Firstly, you will be having an HR round where it would be very generic that why you want to apply to this particular organization. First of all, you have to apply. Then your CV would be shortlisted. Then you'll be getting an HR call. Then the HR will be asking you the few questions. And then after, if you are shortlisted, and of course, then you'll be moving forward with the manager round. Then in manager round, they might ask you the question which might be pertaining to your particular area, to your particular field, be it the legal field. Then there would be another round. It might be a senior manager round, and then after the director round or the partner round, if possible. So what happened with me in EY? So there were three stages in a round, and in Infosys, I gave two rounds of interviews. One more thing I want to say that while you are very well versed with your laws and whatever you have done in your internships, whatever all things you are mentioning in your CV, it's very important that you should be very well versed with what you have written in the CV. For an instance, if I have written that I have did so and so internship with this in this organization, I should know what kind of work I have done. Otherwise, they'll be asking you questions and you'll be just sitting blank that now what? You'll be having no answer. So you'll be caught in a stance. Don't write anything superficial that I have did this, I have done that. because each and everything will be caught in the interview while you're giving the interviews. Apart from that, that you are very good with your legal field, you know about all the internships, you know about all the laws, you know about what you have done in your 5 years. Try to be extra active towards your co-curricular activities, especially for the students who are in their first, second, third year. Try to take part in all the activities. I mean, all the activities possible. It doesn't matter either if you're winning or losing those particular competitions, but you will be having that particular confidence where you will be giving the interviews. You will be having confidence what you have to speak in front of the interviewer. Apart from having the legal knowledge, you should be well versed with the world affairs. You know, what's happening around the world, what's happening around the economy, what's the stance of the conflicts those are going on around the world, and what stance India is taking, what is the international stance of India in UN, all these questions. Why I'm telling you this? Because in my interview, I was asked one question that what's your stance on the conflict that is going on between the Ukraine and Russia. What do you think? How the world could have seen this perspective from a different angle, and what do you think if you would have been the foreign minister of India? What stance would you have taken in the UN? Would you have ever abstained in voting in favor of someone, some country, or you would have abstained voting, or you would have voted in favor of one particular country? So try to, get the knowledge, if not fully, but at least before giving the interview, try to be aware about what's happening around the economies that are specially concerning at the world level. So this is one thing that you should keep in mind. And in CV also, while you are giving the interviews, while your CV is being read, when you are working on any particular project that pertains to a confidentiality issues, never ever mention the name of a particular project, because I got a bit of scolding in my interview that I should never write, because I was also new while I was giving my first interview in my fifth year, that you should never ever write the name of a particular client. That's a compliance issue. So you should never mention them. You should just mention that you have worked on so and so project. It was pertaining to this and this country, but you should never ever mention the name of that particular client with whom you have worked. That pertains to a compliance issue. So these are the small things that you should keep in mind while you are giving the interviews. Try to keep your CV as short as possible, so that the interviewer is in just one glimpse he or she is able to make out that okay, this is all area of works this particular person has done, this particular person has taken the experience of all these fields. Make a section of your internships or your work experience, then your achievements, or the extra co-curricular activities that you have done, the positions you have held in your college time or even outside the college. And then one small section of, you can always put, of your hobbies. This was told to me by the director of EY while she was taking my interview, because I never mentioned that. I thought
Mhm.
it would seem to be a more informal thing. But she mentioned, because what happens once the viewer has asked you the question pertaining to the legal field, or the world, what is going around the world, or your internships or your co-curricular activities. So at the end, while the interviewer is just about to end the interview, they are always looking to end the interview on a lighter note. So they just ask you your few questions that what are you doing in your free time? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do in your free time? So you can always mention a small column that is pertaining to your hobbies, what you really like to do in your free time, and all those things. So yeah, this was the one thing that you can do. Apart from that, try to be extremely honest while you're giving the interview, because they try to just, while you are speaking something in front of those people, those are big luminaries who are taking the interview. So with just one eye contact of yours, they are very much able to make out that you are speaking with utmost honesty, or just speaking in front of those people just for the sake of speaking and just for the sake of grabbing a job. So just don't do it. Just never ever do that. Try to be honest. If you are not, in a position, if they are asking you a question and if you don't have the answer, just you can very politely and profusely you can refuse that, sorry ma'am, I really don't know the answer, but I'll surely look up to it once I'm done with the interview. So you have to be very polite, you have to be calm. You should, you know, try to make them in a position that you are a candidate who is very much eager to learn, and you who has a positive outlook towards this particular organization. Try to be very thorough with the organization, what that organization do, what has been the record of the organization, what has been the international rankings, because sometimes these people ask you questions pertaining to organization as well. And a very, very common question that why you want to come here, why you want to join here. And that, of course, depends from person to person that why, what is the basic motivation behind you going to that particular organization or a company. So be thorough with that. And there are different sort of evaluation criterias while you're giving the interviews. So keep in mind, you have to be confident. It doesn't matter if you are able to answer a particular question or not. Trust me, with my experience, I'm telling you one thing, that no interviewer, whoever is taking your interview, is expecting you to answer each and every question. If I'm in interview and I'm taking interview and I'm asking you 10 questions, and especially I know that if you're a graduate or you just have completed your master's degree and you haven't taken the taste of any corporate field as of now, because internships are totally different, and once you enter a corporate field or a law firm, that becomes an absolutely another experience. So nobody's going to expect you to that you should answer each and every question, but you should have that particular confidence and optimism that yes, I can do it and I can learn it. And I just really want to say to you people that even I come from non-NLU background, and if I can do, I mean, I was a person who was having lack of confidence while I was in my first year. I just participated in number of activities and number of competition. And by the time I came in my third year, I was so confident that I was good to go with interviews and good to go with mics and anything. That was the only reason I got the opportunity to work in such organizations, because I was never reluctant to change. One thing I want to share, that don't try to be complacent at this particular age. If you really, if you try to come into a comfort zone and settle in a comfort zone, that gonna pay you huge in your future. If a point of time at while I was with Infosys, and while if I ever thought ki I don't want to go to Noida because that's not a city that's meant for me. See, I would have been reluctant to change and I would have never been here. And as long as you're willing to take the opportunities, as long as you're willing to take the opportunities, and you saw the opportunity and you're like, I have to grab it, trust me, everything gonna come in your favor. And try to give interviews as much as possible as well. It doesn't matter you fail or you pass. Even if you're failing those particular interviews, you will be starting with a new experience. This is what happened. I gave copious of interviews, I failed a few, but I made a few. So this is what I really want to tell you people, that just try to make a list, just short list, try to make what you really want to do, where you really want to end up in your coming 5 years. And if you still have any doubts, any question, you can always ask me. You can reach out to me on Instagram or LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to guide you people, because I really feel happy, when I see the confidence in students like me, that they are coming from such universities, private universities, but this mindset is changing now, that that not only law students can make it up to big fours or big law firms and all these things. Anybody can do it. Trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I think we have a few questions. Yes, please go ahead.
Ma'am, like you told, you are a law firm associate, right?
Can you please come again?
You told that you are a law firm associate, right?
Law firm associate? I'm not in law firm. I'm in MNC
Oh,
as of now.
okay. So actually, one confusion, like what is the difference between in-house counsel and law firm associate?
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you now. Well, you are joining a particular organization as an in-house counsel. So, you don't have a particular area of practice, that in which particular segment you will be put up to, in which particular domain those people will be telling you to work for. See, when it comes to a law firm, na, the particular type of core work is already being defined, that you will be working on this particular area. There will be these particular type of clients. There will be litigation kind of a work, or there will be areas defined of all the legal things that you have to do, corely legal when it comes to a law firm. In MNC, it's not at all that. I'm telling you, MNC will make you work for anything. Anything, that means anything under the sun. You have to work in an Excel, putting up the formulas. You have to complete a table, and you have to submit it according to the client's need. Sometimes you might get an opportunity to work on the international laws, or prepare the presentations, or review the contracts, and get it approved by your seniors, because initially when you're joining, nobody is going to give you that kind of a hefty work. because that requires a lot of credibility. As you are going above your position, as long as you are giving the time to a particular organization, in-house counsel, you will get each and every type of work to do. But in case of a law firm, the work is more restricted toward particularly a legal field. But it's not at all the case in MNC law. It's totally different. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Adarsh. Ma'am, I had a question regarding, like, I might be digressing a little from the topic, but I just wanted to know what are the benefits of, like, uh, interning under a judge, or like how do you even go and get an internship under a judge or judicial internship in general?
See, I was very much expecting this question. See what happens now. As I already mentioned, that while you are in your third year or second year, you get a lot of predeterminants in your mind that where I really want to end up. Because I was very much good to go with studies. I was scoring 85%, 90% in my college days. So I was like, I really want to go for judicial services. But by the time came, my mindset totally changed. So if you are, working under a judge, or you are planning to go for judiciary or such services, I think you will be more benefited in that particular case. In MNC, or in big fours, there is no such big role of working under a judge, or while you'll be, because the area of topics those particular at those particular internships you'll be working will be totally different as compared to MNCs and corporate jobs. So if you really want to go for judicial services, or you want to go for litigation in future, then it would be my advice to you that you should go for the judicial internships under a judge, because they'll be giving you a thorough, precise knowledge over the laws, core laws, and those are not used in MNCs. Even we are hardly using IPC or CRPC or evidence laws while we are dealing with the investigations or cases while we are working here in MNC, while we are working on projects, because basically what we are getting is the international laws. Pertaining to that also, if you're planning to go for MNCs and Big Fours, try to be well versed with US courts and US laws. Generally, because these particular MNCs and Big Fours, they are getting the clients who are coming from US. So if you are well versed with US laws and US courts, the hierarchy of the US courts, so you will be benefited to that. Coming to your question, Adarsh, how you have to apply in these particular internship. Firstly, if you really want to go for judiciary, or you want to go for core litigation practices, that you really don't want to be away from your core legal background, you are so much in love with IPC, CRPC, evidence, and all these laws, then definitely you should go for the core legal internships you're talking about. And as far as the application of these internships are concerned, I think you should be having because we had a internship committee cell in our university. So if you can get that, go to those people, approach to those people, try to grab the a bit of the attention from LinkedIn. As I already mentioned, try to make connections. Connections are the most important things, and there is nothing wrong in making the connection with the people who are, the legal fraternity. You can drop a small message to them on the LinkedIn, because there are a plethora of judges also, the AORs also, who are there on, LinkedIn, and they are helping the law students, legal fraternity in a really positive manner, and they are actually replying. So just go to their feed and just drop a polite message. Can I have a few minutes of your time? Very polite message. Never start with a message that I just feel so bad. I'll just share that I get a message from student that you are messaging any person on the LinkedIn, or to such platforms, that hello, how to apply for the internship, or in a very informal manner. Never do it. That's such a red flag. You should always approach to any fraternity in a very positive manner, that hello, can I have a few minutes of your time? Hello, sir, ma'am. I was very much eager to and looking forward towards connecting with you. And in a very, whatever you're just writing, just write it in a very positive manner, and try to approach him or her in a very positive attitude. Try to send messages, at least try to send, search people who are coming from that particular area. Try to search those people. Try to send messages. There is nothing wrong in sending messages. 10 people might not reply. If you have sent a message to 15, 10 might not reply, but who knows, 5 might reply. So you'll be getting a better insight. So try to make connections. LinkedIn is a very, very positive attribute for that. So try to move in that particular manner. One thing you can go for that, or if you have, any advocates who are working in high courts or Supreme Court, if you can ask them if they could help you out, that is one another approach. LinkedIn is the best approach, trust me. And another is the internship committee if you have in your college. So that will help you a lot. But trust me, when it comes to MNC, there will be no use of these particular laws that you're talking about, working under a judicial officer or interning with AORs or all these things. That not help you much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
No problem. Yes, Palak.
Ma'am, I am in my fourth year, and I guess I am pretty much sure that I want my career as in-house counsel. So as of now, Abhi, I am not having any internship in my hand regarding in-house counsel regards or
No
MNC
problem.
regards.
Hmm.
So will it be fine if I do work at chambers or litigation thing? Will it be benefiting me in some way or the other, or should I only look forward to some in-house or MNC internships only?
See, Palak, as long as you're doing something productive, as long as you're learning something, you're getting the opportunity to work on something that is, pertaining to legal field or pertaining to international law, that's absolutely fine. Because trust me, I already mentioned that the person will be taking your interview by the time in your penultimate year of studies or once you have completed your post-graduation as well. That particular person will not be asking you to, why you have worked in all these things, why you are coming to MNC and all these things. They'll be just asking you all these questions to justify yourself why. But you are learning something over there, and if you think it is fruitful for you, I think it's going to help you a lot.
Ma'am, but as the saying goes that you should build up your CV in your fourth and fifth year in the field that in which you have to work in
Hmm.
which you are looking forward to work in. So, like, this is the big question as of now. Ki if I am not getting the opportunity in which I have to work in, so what should I actually?
See, one thing, I'll make one thing very clear to you, people, that while you are applying into MNCs, those people are, generally looking towards the position for full time. Contractual roles थोड़े कम निकलते हैं मतलब that's very rare that you will be getting an opportunity to work on a contractual role or on an internship. Those are basically looking for the full time roles. So, and of
Yes,
course,
ma'am.
full time roles you can apply after your graduation, only after you have completed your LLB or your post graduation. So this is one problem over there. As far as your case is concerned, you have no option, right? You will be completing your
Yes, ma'am.
5 years, and then after, or while you are in your 5 years, you will be applying to those particular MNCs. So anyways, you never had the opportunity to work into an MNC before that, na? So all you can do, or you could have done, was working into a corporate field or working into a law firm.
Definitely, ma'am. So, law firm will work or working in
Yeah,
chambers could work.
absolutely. I think law firm would definitely work because some or the other way, the culture and the work environment of MNC is not that much related, but there are few commonalities between them. But in chambers, what happens generally, you have to attend the court proceedings and you have to go to the
Exactly.
courts and take the adjournments and all the other thing of work, research work and all that stuff that you have to complete. So working in a law firm would be more beneficial to you as compared to chambers.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so
No
much.
problem.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello, good evening, Bharti.
Ma'am, so the coordinator of the session mentioned that you have done your LLM in corporate law.
Bharti,
So,
your voice is coming a bit muffled. Can you please come again?
ma'am, at the starting, the coordinator of the session, she mentioned that you have completed your LLM in corporate law. So, can you tell like how advantageous is doing an LLM in becoming an in-house counsel is? Because most of the time when I have asked these questions to people who are working at seniors or partner level, they have told that basic LLB degree is enough and
Yeah,
people don't look for LLM.
that's true. That's as long as you're, you are not willing to go for JRF net, or you're not willing to go for, teaching jobs, then LLM is not a requirement as such. But coming to that, an added degree is always an advantage when it comes to your pay scale. So I completed my BBLLB, and by that go, I was just in a mood to, just complete my LLM because I wanted to. Because by the time I was also having few other plans in my mind for the backup options. I just kept my LLM degree as well. So after BBLLB also, or any of your 5 year degree also, you will be getting the opportunity to work with the MNCs, or all these other organization, or the law firms. It's not at all a requirement that you should be an LLM or you should have completed your post graduation. Having said that, there are coming up vacancies now, be it SEBI or RBI, who are preferring the candidates who have completed their LLM. So an added degree is always an advantage to that. So I was, as I already mentioned, that I was also having few other options in my mind by the time. So that was the basic reason I pursued my master's. So as long as you're getting a good opportunity to work into such organization with the fact that you have completed your graduation, that goes well. But this is my personal advice and opinion that added degree is always an advantage when it comes to your promotions and packages.
So, how would you recommend doing an LLM to someone who is not
Yeah,
from
you can
NLU?
see, again, I'm telling you that this NLU is not a factor that now, these big four or MNCs are looking for. They are actually giving the chance to the people who are really talented, who are really eager to learn. Because at the end of the day, while you're doing the work, you're giving a good productivity, you're completing your work with better efficiency. It doesn't matter to them that you are coming from a NLU college or you're coming from a private college. For them, it just matters that you're completing the task with full efficiency and effectively. So this is a question I'm telling you. This is the basic crux that you can complete your masters from, even you can complete your masters while you are doing your job. You can do your masters from the distance as well. That's not a big question. This is just that you should have an LLM degree. If you wanna feel, if you think that after a few years, once you have completed the job and now you wanna be complacent in your future, that you have completed 10 years of job and now you really wanna apply for any sort of job vacancy that is coming up. So they might have a eligibility criteria that people who have completed their LLM would be given a preference. I have seen that in copious of newspapers. So this was the only reason that I was inclined towards completing the LLM. It's not at all necessary, trust me, dear, that you have to complete your LLM from an NLU. It's good that you should complete. If you're getting the selection in NLU, that's a good thing. But even if not, then there's no big thing to worry. And trust me, when it happens, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. तो अपनी प्लेट में तो हमेशा ही कम दिखता है. But you should not be, in that particular area कि बस NLU नहीं मिल रहा तो your life is over. It's nothing like that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt, but may I please know your instance? May I please know your stance on pursuing MBA after BLLB in order to be at that position? Like, will MBA a fruitful option
Yeah. So
for law
see,
students?
while I completed my LLB, I even looked for MBA options as well because after completing and this is a well stated fact that once you complete your LLB and once you're doing your LLM, and the person who has completed the MBA would be getting a double or a triple package. So whatever the people are doing as of now, हम देखते हैं, we are saying that what a person is earning after completing the LLB or LLM, the person after completing the 2 years MBA course is getting just double salary package or high package. That's a fact that once you do your BBA or LLB, your graduation, you can always go for MBA from a good college, but that's one thing that you should choose a good college for MBA, or you can go to abroad as well if you really want to go for MBA. That's absolutely an amazing option, see, because that's gonna give you a future that pursues you in better packages, better growth, better opportunities. When it comes to legal fraternity and legal industry, the gray growth rate is a bit slow, and when it comes to MBA, the growth rate is a bit fast. And when it comes to salary packages also, the person who is completing the MBA is earning more than a law graduate or a person who has completed the post graduation in Masters of Law. So it's a good option, but that again depends that what your core interest lies. You are inclined towards, being in a legal field. You have given yourself 5 years in legal area, and then you are good to go with switching towards MBA. Then it's not a problem. And if you think that after completing your 5 years in law and then after switching to MBA, your 5 years would be total waste in law, then it's not a right option. It totally depends on person's interest. So if your ultimate aim is money, go for MBA. If you really want to stay in legal arena, legal industry, you're very much inclined towards law and all these things, stay in legal industry. A growth is a bit slow, but when a growth comes, trust me, legal industry is said to be one of the highest paying jobs in the world.
Exactly, ma'am. So pursuing MBA will actually deviate me from my field of law, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You will not be doing any work which pertains to legal once you are entering into core MBA, because you will be called an MBA graduate. Then you will not be the someone who has completed the law 5 years back then.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, actually, I want to know what are the challenges as an in-house counsel. Actually, ma'am, I want to know about this.
Yeah. So challenges and in-house counsel, there are a few challenges that I faced basically. Is one thing is the culture is totally different. I mean, when I entered Infosys, that was the first proper experience that I was working with such a big firm. After my internships, a proper job. So you should be knowing, and you know what? While you are working at those places, your seniors and the people around you, they expect you to be good in all the other fields as well, apart from law. I got a good scolding while I was not knowing Excel very properly. I was a bit slow while I was working on Excel. So, despite of the fact that I was good in laws and everything, I should be thorough with all the other things as well. I should be in a position that I should work very efficiently on MS Excel. I should be very efficient on working in Microsoft presentations. I should be very much, open in discussing the areas which are not only pertaining to the laws. Then the culture becomes absolutely totally different, and by the time you're going there, nobody is gonna just keep on pushing you to make you learn each and everything. You have to learn on your own when it comes to these places. A person who is standing right behind you or beside you is just you. You have to learn, you have to take the initiative. Is Nobody is gonna come there and spoon feed you that you should do this, after that you have to do that. You have to take out the possible solutions after asking the people around you. They'll be just telling you the direction, and then after you have to make out the own ways. So you have to work hard to set your own identity in any of these ways. So
Yes, ma'am.
this can be one of the major challenges.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, another question which I had in my mind was, so I have been like actively looking for job opportunities in the Big Fours as well. So many a times we see this, there is this requirement of a CS or a qualified CA along with the LLB degree. And the roles which they ask for, like recently I came across an opportunity at UI wherein it asked for a CS qualified candidate with the knowledge of company law and SEBI regulations. So many a times it might happen that you might be an LLB graduate, you might have interned with the law firms in the domains of company law as well as securities law, but you might not be having the the CS license. So how does that work? Because why do the Big Fours actually go for CS, or let's say CFA or the CAs coupled with the LLB degree? So at this stage, like, will that affect my candidature if I'm actually applying for a potential job opportunity at in the Big Fours?
See, basically, one thing I want to say that LLB के साथ में CS degree goes absolutely very well. So if you have that particular LLB and CS degree, especially to the ones who are actually very much inclined towards working in a corporate field and they are still in first or second year, you people have the wonderful opportunity to choose your career as LLB and CS as well. This happens generally, Ayush, because the work, when it comes to the work pertaining to compliance. So in that particular case, the big fours or these MNCs are looking that a person with CS degree should be, qualified enough to, so we can just approach or hire. When it comes to a CAC, the work of a CA is absolutely different when it pertains to a law graduate. So it's not possible that a person, in some cases, it might be possible that the candidature which the website is showing is for CA and LLB. Now, what happens? While LLB degree is an added advantage to any field, any field. So the core work, if a particular candidature is going for a CA, for instance, if a CA knows all the laws, be it income tax, be it the criminal penalties, and all these areas, so it becomes an added advantage for the MNCs because the cases that are coming are just not coming from India; those are coming from all over the world. So basically, what happens in Big Four, we are investigating those particular the cases that are coming to us, whatever the client is demanding from us. So these are sometimes the requirements of a particular client that we want our, the work should be done by a CA. But it would be an added advantage that that particular person is having a LLB degree as well. Because that particular person will be well versed with the laws, with the Indian laws, and the person who has completed the law degree is more efficient in understanding the international laws as compared to a layman. Up now, if I'm talking to a layman and I'm just telling that it's a void ab initio, so a layman might not understand that what is the meaning of void ab initio, but a law person would definitely understand it. So that particular person who is telling that what kind of requirement that particular person is having, that person is really one willing that the work is pertaining to a CA. But it would be an added advantage for the client that this person should, if that particular person is having a LLB degree with a CS degree, he or she might be able to do the work more efficiently. At the same time, this generally, it doesn't disrupts your candidature while you're applying. Because each and every time when these particular companies are, opening up the vacancies or coming up with the vacancies, they are giving the discretion that what kind of work they are doing. You just do one thing, everybody here, just go today and search these particular companies on LinkedIn and see the description. You will be able to see that there is a vast difference between the work what an LLB graduate do and the work these CA people and CS people are doing. So we, people like us who has completed LLB and LLM, are corely, hired for the areas which are pertaining to law or which are pertaining to, say, forensics. In EYGDS, we have forensics, we have investigations, we have compliance, we have fraud investigations, we have management document reviews. So there are different segments. So it depends on candidature, clients, and the vacancy to vacancy.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, like in the previous question, you told that if after doing LLB, if we are BBLLB, we are going for an MBA, then and after if we complete MBA, we will be called as MBA graduates and not be much be able to practice our in our legal field. And but
Hmm.
if we are doing an like I have heard about a course recently, like the MBA in business law. If we do that course,
Ah,
then we will.
that's an option. Yeah, definitely that's an option. Now NLUs have opened that option as well. That if you really want to go for MBA along with law, but that MBA also na that regulates the course with the law areas. Palak was asking a question that was pertaining to core MBA. That be it MBA in finance or MBA in human resource or
Yes,
all
ma'am.
the other different areas. Your case is that you are getting the opportunity to inclusively learn law with MBA. So that will give you definitely an added advantage. We people never had an option by that time. You are having that advantage. That's definitely a good option if you really want to go forward with that.
Okay, ma'am.
And that's also from NLU. So of course you will be grabbing good opportunities there.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, no problem. I guess we are done with the questions. I hope no more questions are left.
If anybody has any more questions, you can direct it towards ma'am.
Ma'am, I
Ma'am,
have a
a
question.
basic.
Yes, please go forward.
Ma'am, I just wanted to know what's your opinion on lower judiciary because I'm a second year student in a 3 year LLB course. So I've been shifting from litigation to lower judiciary to corporate. I'm confused basically right now. So for the past few months, I've been focusing on lower judiciary, like how it works, what are the things I have to study, and everything. But I've been advised that it is not a very viable option. It is better to litigate for some time and then go directly for the higher one, higher judiciary.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to know, like, what do you think about it? Because I'm really in a confused state. Like I was clear some time back, but then people told me. So
Chancel, you cannot be, very much, you cannot be absolutely clear by the time in your second year. This will take a few, few more, much time now because that was the basic reason that why I mentioned that you should take, the flavors of all the areas to make yourself clear, and it should be your decision that where you really want to go. You cannot work and go on the advice of another people that because that's absolutely a utility concept. I might have a different opinion that where I really like to work, but uh, Rayani might have a different opinion that she likes to work in a law firm
yes,
because she likes the atmosphere of that particular area. It is you should never go on the advice of the people who are telling you that that's a very viable option, so you should go for that. Or you know what happens by the time that you should go for judiciary, पैसा ही पैसा होगा और गाड़ी मिलेगी और जज साहब कहलाओगे and all these things.
yes,
So, these things happen that, this is the time where your base is being structured. So you just try to take the taste of all the flavors. I'm highlighting this particular thing because you cannot take a decision. You tell me one thing. You have three options in front of your hand. Okay? One option is pineapple, one option is orange, and one option is papaya. So anybody who's gonna come and tell you that pick pineapple or papaya, you'll not like the orange. You can have the taste of orange before even trying that orange. You'll not know how the orange will taste like.
yes,
So you should really take the chance of working, or at least trying to take a chance that you are working in this particular internship for 30 days, 45 days. You'll get to know the atmosphere, you'll get to know the culture, you'll able to see what type of work culture is there, what sort of work those people are giving to you, and then you make a decision that where you really want to work.
yes, yes,
Third year, tak, by the time you are in your fourth year, trust me, I can say it very confidently, you will be absolutely clear where you want to go. And in fifth year, accordingly, you will be applying to that. If you want to go for lower judiciary, go for
no,
that. You're a,
no. I'm in a
you want to
third
go.
year. I'm in a 3 year course, no, so I don't have that time. Like,
Okay, you are in your first year then, right?
no, I'm in my second year, but mine is a
Okay,
3 year course. It's LLB, not BA
okay,
LLB.
okay,
So I have around 2 years because my second year has just started. So
okay.
uh, I have my second year and my third year to decide.
Then try to, I would suggest you to try to work in a law firm as well if you get the opportunity. Just try to see what kind of work they are giving to you, and are you really liking that particular work or not?
Okay.
Because the work you're doing in a law firm is absolutely different, and the work type of work you're doing in judicial courts is absolutely different.
So if I go for an internship under a judge or someone or magistrate, so I
Hmm.
guess that will give me an idea of that side of law also, right?
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You see what around the table, what type of those instances are holding up for you. Basically, आप क्या करना चाहते हो ये आप डिसाइड करोगे, आप और
Yeah.
कोई नहीं डिसाइड करेगा. मैं जब मेरे फिफ्थ ईयर में थी, मैं थर्ड ईयर तक बिल्कुल ऐसी ही थी कि मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि अभी मुझे क्या करना है. I was a big question mark in myself that what happened, Ishita, what next? Where you want to end up now? You have completed an internship in law firm as well, now in MNC as well, now in litigation as well, under a judge as well. Now what? I
Yes.
am standing in front of few people. I'm sitting in front of few people because I have, worked in all these areas. And then after I was able to take a subtle decision. Otherwise, I would always have a regret in my mind. Ki, by the time I should have, once I would have tried in that particular court as well. मुझे वहां भी internship कर लेनी चाहिए थी. उस time पे मेरे पास time था. Because by the time your fifth year is finished, you will be in a FOMO that my colleagues are doing this much and doing that much, and I'm still here not figuring out what I really want to do in my life.
Yes.
So that's the basic reason that you should, try all these areas, and then you should very calmly take the decision, because these things gonna make your life.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank.
Ma'am,
No problem.
I have one small doubt regarding internship. Like,
Yeah, please go ahead.
how to go for an internship with judge, like under a judge? Because I never because my friends have like done many internship with under the judge and all.
I
So
already answered that question.
yeah, but I didn't understand that.
See, basically, I never did lot of internships under a judge, because I only did one internship under a judge, and after completing that internship, I was very much clear that I really don't want to go forward. So I never applied under a judge. But my friends used to do a lot. So their approach was basically they were connecting people on LinkedIn, because there are a number of judges also there on LinkedIn who are, those are specifically posting the internship slots, that we are looking for interns for this particular month. That's the basic reason I'm telling you people to just get extremely active on LinkedIn. Try to stop scrolling your Instagram feed much as compared to your LinkedIn feed. Try to get more active on LinkedIn. So judges are, now actually posting that they are looking for interns for this particular month. So that is one way you can approach to them. Search for the people who are from the legal fraternity. You can message them. You can approach to them. You can talk to the senior advocates if you have any in your area, or in the High Court or Supreme Court. You can talk to your internship committee or placement committee in your colleges. So this is the basic areas how you people can, get going along with it if you really want to go for judicial internships.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. So one thing I really want to say that while you are really joining the MNC, go for trainings, different trainings. Microsoft Excel is something that you should be well versed. If you have the time, go for that. Go for foreign language if possible. That will be an added advantage to you people. Try, apply. Don't ever be, just be scared of the rejections, that I'll not be getting, you'll be getting a sorry rejection. That is also another motivation to apply. Apply at 10 places at least. I'm pretty sure that you'll be getting a response from at least one or two places. Nobody is gonna judge you from. And one thing also, uh, how you are writing a particular CV, particular mail is also very important. How you're writing a particular CV is also very important. Never start a particular mail with hi, hello. It seems very informal, because the people who sometimes, the people who have seen my mail while I was in my second year or first year, I got a good scolding from my faculty. So I just want to make sure that you people never commit this sort of mistakes. Start in very polite manner. Either it is a LinkedIn, either you are drafting a mail to any organization or any sort of company. Try to be more polite, try to be more approachable, and you should never ever be rigid in your approach. Just accept the type of work you're getting and be open to the acceptance. So that, and one more thing, corporate और MNCs ये सोच के मत ज्वाइन करना कि बढ़ते फॉरेन अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिल जाएगी, that you are getting a particular project and भाई बस अब तो हम US जाने वाले हैं, दुबई का प्रोजेक्ट आ गया. It never happens. 3-4 साल एटलीस्ट लीगल प्रोफेशन में केवल केवल अपनी ग्रोथ देखना कि आप क्या सीख सकते हो, व्हाट आर द अपॉर्चुनिटीज यू आर गेटिंग. आप सीख रहे हो, एक्चुअली यहाँ सीख रहे हो, एंड हाउ मच मनी यू आर गेटिंग इन हैंड, बिकॉज ग्रोथ के ऊपर लाइफ नहीं चलती है. अल्टीमेटली एट द एंड ऑफ द मंथ when you're living outside, you are living away from your parents, how much money you are getting in hand, that's very important as well. So along with your growth, look forward towards the money as well, that how much amount you're getting, and how much your growth is particular pertain in a particular sector or area. That's it. And if you have any doubt or question, you can always approach to me on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'll be more than happy to help you as far as my limited knowledge is concerned. So yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really very nice to hear you.
Thank you, Pala. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am. It
you
was
so
very
much,
interesting.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, everyone. It was pleasure connecting with you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of the Amicus Cure team, thank you for coming and for definitely answering all the questions with so much of enthusiasm. Before I move ahead, I just have one question of mine, and that is, I mean, most of the questions, my doubts were also answered with so many questions that were asked by the participants. But, ma'am, one question of mine is that, so how would you usually compare the trajectory of the growth of a lawyer's career with respect to a firm and in-house? Because at the end of the day, we are also going to be lawyers, so we'll be having certain legal skills that we need to develop with, like, wherever we go. So what is that kind of like trajectory, like, what you have in as an in-house counsel?
See, Raini, as far as my experience is concerned, I would say that these attributes depends from person to person. That a particular person who's joining an MNC or a law firm has different ideas of growth. You might be having different, I might be having different. So one thing, just keep polishing your skills. As I already mentioned that it's just not that you should be restraining yourself towards a particular field. You should be open to the work. So try to be open towards those work. You'll be open towards those particular work. You'll be getting the opportunity to showcase your talent and skills. You'll be getting the work. If you're good, you're taking the initiative, you'll be getting the work. Once you're getting the work, you're completing that particular task. After that, you will be getting another task. And with, the aligning task one by one, those, the tasks you are getting, your growth will be depending on that particular task, that how much you are learning. See, for an instance, I tell you, I am working at Infosys. Okay, for an instance, I was working in Infosys and I was working on say contract abstraction of US courts or the US laws. Then when I got the opportunity to shift to EY GDS, I looked towards that what I have already learned in Infosys. So what I took from that particular organization were few skill sets. Because as of now, see, in corporate industry, अभी मुझे भी 1 साल पूरा नहीं हुआ है. I have also completed my LLM just 4 months back. And then I came to Infosys and now at this particular place. So growth depends from person to person. As long as what I'm telling you, as long as you are getting the opportunity to work in these particular areas, your time should not go idle. You should have that particular chargeability. So if you are getting the chargeability, you are getting the work, you are getting the appreciation for what you are doing, and you are feeling satisfied with what you are doing. So I feel initially, at least for 1 to 2 years, you can see that you are seeing your personal growth. And then after while you are be applying or while you will be giving the interviews in the another round to the another company, you will be able to realize that particular growth while you will be answering the questions to the interviewer. you know while your mouth will be constantly in speaking that what kind of work I have done, what sort of things I have completed here, what sort of achievements I have completed here. These were the perks that were gifted to me by the company because of the work that I have completed there. You will be able to you will be able to realize your growth very very much by your own self. So this is how you can compare your companies between 1 to 2 company, or from which positions. Just take a step forward. That's how the lawyers can actually attribute a growth at this particular age. After 3 to 4 years, of course, the money is the growth. But initially, you cannot expect ki bas you can just have money and money and money. It won't be that. You have to learn a lot. You have to work a lot when it comes to, legal background. You have to keep yourself updated each and every day, because the biggest terror which is lying on our head is the AI technology that is coming forth now, because that will be actually vanishing the job of a lot of works, as I already mentioned about legal process management industry. So you have to constantly upgrade yourself. You don't want yourself to be replaced by an artificial intelligence.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that elaborate answer. And as we culminate the workshop on career as an in-house counsel, I would like to take a moment to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to all of you who've joined us today. It's been definitely a very enriching experience, and we hope that you've gained valuable insights and knowledge to fuel your journey in the legal profession. I want to begin by extending our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed speaker today. Ma'am, your insights definitely, yeah, and your guidance have undoubtedly set a very high standard for all the aspiring legal professionals, including myself. And we are really grateful for your generosity in sharing your experiences with us. I also want to express my deep appreciation to the entire team of the Amicus Curiae for their unwavering commitment to organize this event. To our attentive and very enthusiastic audience, we appreciate your active participation and thought provoking questions. Your engagement has made this event all the more enriching and interactive. And in closing, let us just carry the knowledge and motivation that we've gained today forward. And as we embark on our journeys in the legal world together, we can definitely make a lasting impact and contribute positively to our profession and society. Thank you once again for being a part of this webinar.